Well, hello there. What's this? I didn't realize the update was going to be so soon. It's so exciting to see this, and I want to jump right in and check it out with y'all. So let's dig in on some of these main things. We'll check out some of the parts in the character creation, and then I want to start a game with a female character because I have not yet, and I see that they've specifically changed the end scene credits to be more tuned to having a female character rather than a male character, since in the end, you really do see a lot that is focused just on your male character that you started with in the early development version of the game. Let's dive in. Obviously, one of the first things that stand out is that we'll have statuses now. That's pretty cool. That we'll now have to deal with environmental effects like freezing, wet, cold, and that they can actually kill us. And that being warmed by a fire is relevant now and will do something. Or we can have to drink something on a hot day to cool down. Or we might have to hide out during a storm. Interesting. I'm curious to see how these all go in. I'm also curious about the personal quests. Love seeing that there's an attention to keeping us engaged during some of those seasons where it's kind of like, I don't know, you're just running around doing things and you're like, why don't I just skip this season? What's the point? And let's see here. That's really, I love that. And obviously the backgrounds, like that's where we're going to go to here. But let's see here. They added new faces for males. So it does appear that we have, I think we only had a couple faces before, like 3 faces before. So yeah, definitely changed that. Now I said I need to start with a female character. We need to do this. Let's see here. I'll shake of the dice, and we'll go with face number 2. Let's do Jade Eyes. 6 scar choices, huh? Well, how just BA do we want to be here? More freckles? Entertaining. Let's go full freckles. Hairstyle? I don't know. Oh, I gotta get the clicking right. Now, let's see here. Well, I'm making choices here. Let's see. So, passing on the Dynasty, that is going to be awesome. I still have not done that part of the game yet, and that is definitely what I wanted to do. I want to see how that works. Let's do all the bows. All the bows. Now, I want to see this whole passing on of the Dynasty, right? Like, I want to see where we go with this, and that we can actually do the graduation ceremony, and that there's a new animation for it, which I haven't even seen the first animation for. How sad. Played this game how much, and I still haven't even gotten to that point yet. I just try to pack too much into my first character's life. I gotta get out of that. So they inherit your inventory, your starting background perks, nice, and some XP for initial unlocks and dynasty level. Okay. And if you pass on several times, well, then we could get all these background perks. Okay, so the way it starts with this is the peasant is the standard background that we would have experienced in the main game. Artisan says that we have a background working with wood or stone, and we create beautiful works. Nice. We get craftsman experience faster. Adzes, pickaxes, and axes take 15% less stamina. This is going to be probably the best perk to take if you're new to the game and you're going to focus on building, because you're going to use axes and pickaxes the most as the main character in the early part of the game until you have all of the village structures in place to then have them take care of it. So this could make this a lot more comfortable in the early game. Adept Builder, I don't know about this. This is cool that they have it, like you have an experience in building. I love that it's a background. Gaining craftsmanship skills is fine, but it already levels fast. Hammer and shovels using less stamina, that's kind of a non-impact in my opinion. It won't matter to you. You won't feel this. Fighter. Oh, there we go. Grabbing it. Yep. This will be awesome because this is you having a bonus to melee, and that's huge. Melee weapons use less stamina and durability decreases, or sorry, yeah, you use less stamina and durability. Wow, and you do more damage. Bonkers. This is awesome. Okay, same story here, except now ranged weapons use less stamina, which is not a huge impact. Durability is nice though. And bows do 10% damage. This is the one. Like for me, this is 100% of the time if I have any doubts or if I'm like, I don't know what I want to choose, I'm choosing this. Because bows are way more efficient at taking out enemies than melee, at least in the early part of the game until you get comfortable with the playstyle and doing blocks and dodges and things like that. And then Trader, you have massive skill with trading and making shrewd deals. We get Monk experience faster. Nice, because Monk supports enhanced experience in other skills too, so that's a big deal. And when you sell and when you buy, you have cheaper prices. I mean, this is fine. I wonder about this though, honestly. How much of an impact this will really have. I don't think. I think the Way of the Monk experience is going to be big because when you get Way of the Monk experience, it either comes in these big packets of I built this thing or I fixed this shrine, and boom, big dump of experience. This will go well with that. Whereas selling and buying or selling things will also give you Way of the Monk experience, which will be smaller packets of it. But if you're getting slightly better prices, it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's certainly going to be nice to get a quicker start at the beginning, but honestly, I think there's ways to solve that by just having extra resources and building more things. This is honestly, like, I don't even see why I wouldn't take this. It's just so much the best one. I'm not worried about gaining warrior experience faster. That's not a big deal. But having 10% more damage, that's a huge deal. We're going to take out enemies way quicker. Let's try this. Tell you what. Let's look at, I've always meant to do I've done a casual play. We're going to call her Orchid. Alright, on the shores we are. Orchid comes from a story I made up as a youngster, making up D&D campaigns and playing video games. I would always have backstories going on with my people that I would play through their backstories. So this is actually reminiscent, for me, this takes me back to playing Mountain Blade. Not Bannerlord, because that's where we're at now, but Warband. And when playing Warband, I had a whole, this was when there was the, oh god, Gekkokujo mod. Oh, is that a beautiful, amazingly fun mod. Absolutely love it. And from what I understand, there is a newer version of that for Warband, or for Bannerlord, and I absolutely have to check that out at some point. Oh, yo, check this out. We gotta look more into stuff, because right now, it appears that I have some watery marks on my feet down here in the lower left-hand corner. Statuses? Ah, here we are. Oh, and I do definitely notice, like, look at the background and look at the text. Everything pops out a lot more. This is a lot better than it was before. It really does stand out better. I very much appreciate that. And that's one of those quality of life changes they made, and I'm really grateful of that. Oh, speaking of quality of life changes, now I don't have a Steam Deck, so I'm happy for y'all who do have Steam Deck and the fact that they call it playable now. I'm curious how that's actually going for y'all and how your experiences are going for it. And let's see here, as we continue to go through this, 75 seconds worth of stay out of the rain, seek shelter. Stamina is 80 out of 80. Okay, so I think I would have started with stamina of 100, so what I'm seeing here is that dipped our stamina. Alright, that's an interesting effect. So when we're wet, we are more easily fatigued. I guess that makes sense, I can see that. Alright, let's get some stuff. Now I'm going to just do work in the background where we look at some of the fixes and updates and things like that. Oh yeah, something I kind of noticed as I just pressed buttons is that now you can do the dodge maneuvers, the dash maneuver, anytime you want without a weapon in hand. So I didn't actually notice that was an impact earlier, but sure enough, there it is, because I can sidestep my bushes. Ha! Jumping in the bushes. You will never get me alive. So, we'll cat ourselves through here. And what exactly am I up to? I am just up to getting logs and stuff. Oh, it turns out that was a small tree. Let's get out of here. Let's gather up some things and get out of here. So we'll get ourselves a start. Now I want to see if we can still cheese things. And I'm not encouraging you to cheese things, and I do so much love. Like, I got a comment from someone yesterday about how they appreciate my guides and the fact that I'm showing ways that you can cheese it, but they're certainly not going to, and I love that, because honestly, that's how I prefer to play the game. I very much love sequence breaking. Old school gamer from back in the day and love finding those ways to cleverly cheese things. Mega Man, of course, is my go-to game to give examples of that, or like Legends of Zelda. If you can find the faster ways to get through the game without having to do the whole main arc, it's kind of fun, right? Like, it's fun to find those breaks and things. And I don't do it because I want to ruin the game, because you can still do a playthrough that's enjoyable with all of the content in it, without sequence breaking. Super Metroid, oh my goodness, one of the most fun games in the world. There's a point where you can, if you do it right, skip and get super bombs early, and it's so nice because it absolutely cuts the time of the game down for you, which is a big deal because the timing on that game matters for getting yourself the end scene bonuses. So how you get to discover your character, or how you get to see, just like in the first Metroid, where you got to see that Samus was actually a female, and that she was, if you did it right, you would get her to not have her suit, so you could, I don't know, it was just a special way to end the game. Otherwise, you got what, the helmet off was one of them, or you just stayed in your armor. It was like, huh, you did not get there. Alrighty, let's get Akko said. Oh, I made a boo-boo here. I know I made a boo-boo. Hold up, gotta change the thing. We gotta change our game mode. Oh yeah, I really do. We do not want to have instant building, but we want fast building. That's a huge deal. That's a quality of life thing for me. Fast building means that when we take our Hamar and we build, for example, a campfire, and just rapid click and we're good. There, Akko. You good? Speaking of are you good? Warm. You're surrounded by a pleasant warmth that keeps the cold at bay. Oh, okay. So that takes away any cold effects. Oh, there you be roasting. Alright, nice. Way to go, Akko. I love it. Alright, now I did say we were going to try to cheese things, so I got to get on this. But I'm going to need a lot of rocks, I'm going to need a lot of things, and we're going to need to get there quick. I have noticed a fun thing about Sasogi, which is that now when you tear down the buildings, you are going to get a lot of extra logs, which is so handy. Before it was just planks and sticks and charcoal, now it's logs. And I don't know when that happened, it was definitely before this update. But it had been a while since I had actually played the Sasogi area. Oh yeah, speaking of which, it's time to make sure we're taking the right things here. There we are. I want to make sure I'm saving my effort on axes, because it's going to go fast. And I'd love for us to have extra stats for that, extra stamina to work through with that. Obviously we need lots of grasses as we go. Alright, anyway, let's look at some of the other things here. So there's confirmations now for saves, pop-ups for saving and loading, which I did definitely notice, and it's good because then it prompts you to make sure that you're not making a mistake and jumping out and being like, oh shoot, I wasn't meaning to load, I meant to save. It's just one of those conveniences. And then new wood storage building, we'll definitely check that out. And then it's nice to see that they've made it so that the villagers prioritize now to go to the roadways, so that you can feel like there's a purpose in your roads. Before they just kind of wandered to wherever they were going to go, and it was good to go, but it would at times kind of not make a lot of sense what we were doing. Alright, we got to do that thing where we shuffle our inventory and make sure that we're not overloaded with random things in our inventory that shouldn't be somewhere else. We have that free ads, so many ores that we're going to knock people out with. Ooh, I should have taken the melee boost skill. Can you imagine that? That would have made our Law and Order playthrough so much better, right? Oh yeah, that would have made a good setup for that. Hey, we crashed. I know, I believe it. Okay, now, gotta find a good spot for a bell tower. Well, I know exactly the spot, and we'll be there. The trick is, I do want to... Wait, did we get wet? Oh, how did I get wet? Oh, well, maybe we're sweating? We'll see. Alright, anyway, now we can dash without a weapon. We saw that. New clothing, okay. New male faces, saw those things. And decoration surfaces. Oh, I see. That's nice. So there's new surfaces for the Hunter's Tower and the Guard Tower. Or the Hunter's Hut and the Guard Tower. And that there's now some just new decorations. A mortar pestle for the Forger's Hut, for example, which is cool. It's a nice touch, right? And it looks like there's been rebalancing of things as well, right? Where... Ooh, that's a big old negative. There we go. Oh, now we gotta equip it again. Let's do that. Haha. And then we will see new changes. Cooking pot can actually be in tool storage because, hey, go figure. It's kind of like a tool for doing work. We're gonna do smart stuff this time around, right? Like, I am going to be very much focused on using my points when they get there so that we make the most use of it. New facial hair selections. Oh, that's cool. There's now with a slider, and then they had a sound with the save notification. That's something where I hadn't really paid attention to how much of a big deal that could have been. But the idea is that there is now a... Taking away that sound alone, just taking away the sound for save was making performance improvements. And it makes sense, right? Like there's one less thing for the game to have to deal with to load in the process of going. And that's cool. It's definitely saving people's systems and making it work better for them, and I love it. All right, now you also have more visibility for zero. Background textures pop out more. Totally see that. Totally love it too. All right, this is going to get awkward right here. Because what's going to happen right here is, I'm telling you, we're cheesing things this time around. I'm going to try cheesing it. That's what it is. And let's get the rest of the background stuff done. So now there was also an issue with people losing items from inventories, or that NPCs would do weird behaviors. So players were able to play or parry fall damage. I love it. That's really neat. It would have been cool. I definitely never tried that, but I totally want to just see it in action. Alrighty, so what we're doing here is we're making adses and we're selling them. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be selling a lot to you, friend. Now, if we had the bonus, right now, we'd end up with more coin. The problem we have here is that obviously she doesn't got enough coin to deal with anyway. Darn. Sell you a log. Transaction decline. We don't have enough cash. 180. Let's see here. Can I buy certain things from her? I need to get more items. You know what? I should come back here. Or maybe I can have more inventory slots. Boom. There we go. I say we come back here and have more coinage. I could keep buying from her and keep getting more stuff, but I'm going to run out of room. So I'll leave those adses here for now, and we will return. Oh yes, we will return. It's going to be a long walk, y'all. I'll see you at the, well, I'll fast forward through this part, and that'll be it. After this, though, I will tell you that at this point, we've covered the majority of it, and the rest are great fixes that they've done, like getting the out of bounds for Iwasake in the mine, or just changing effects that make things better. So, by all means, if you are here just for the update, then enjoy. I'm glad you were here. Thanks for coming. Good to see you, and hope to see you in my future episodes. But otherwise, take care.